following podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Remember, the first rule of gambling responsibly is to bet with your head and not over it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cousin Vito's Casino Podcast proudly presents your guide to enjoying gambling. And now, direct from the bar, your cousin and mine, Cousin Vito!
Welcome everybody to Cousin Vito's Casino Podcast, your guide to enjoying gambling. I'm your host, Cousin Vito, and together we're going to make luck happen at the casino. Thank you for checking out episode number 127. And I'd like to welcome back my buddy, my pal, my cousin, Cousin Mikey.
Hey, good to be back, Vito. Thanks for the entrance.
It's great to have you. You like that little drum roll I did for you there?
Yeah, it's very important. You made me feel.
And Mike, you picked a good day to come back because I have a jam-packed, overstuffed XL episode for you.
Wow, nice. I love this packed episodes.
Oh, yeah, jam-packed. Less talking for you to do. There's more other stuff going on in the background for you, too.
Yeah.
We have Chris from the Art in the Game podcast. It's a podcast that concentrates on MGM Springfield, Mike. And I follow this thing on Twitter. He's on the show. He's taking pictures with the CEO of the MGM Springfield. He's at the Stadium Gaming debut there. Wow. He's really got some juice up in Springfield. And we got him on the show, Mike. We talk about MGM Springfield, and they're actually making some changes up there, and he is loving it as a gambler.
Wow, that's really cool. I can't wait to hear that.
Now, I know you've been up there a little bit, though, so and you've had a good time the times you went up there.
Yeah. I've been up there twice now, and it's a good time. You know, it's just one casino. It's the first floor, but it's a nice little layout.
You're doing wonderful, Mike. Yeah, no, I enjoyed your trip reports on it. So, Chris, he's going to get us down there. You got to listen to this because we're going to come back, Mike. I might be having my birthday bash down in Springfield. So, after the interview, we're going to come back, Mike, and we're going to talk about it. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Great. I can't wait to go back.
All right, but that isn't all. We're just not talking about Springfield, Mike. I don't know if you've been outside lately. I actually drove by your house. It looked like you were chopping wood or something out there. You had like a chainsaw. Were you outside with a chainsaw?
Yeah, I was. I was cutting down some branches.
Yeah, I was driving by and I was like, I think that's Mike with a chainsaw, but I went by so fast I couldn't stop. I didn't see you. So when we got the Pigskin Picks coming up, it's fall, baby. It's getting brisk out there. Nice, cool nights. Get that hoodie. You can still wear those shorts. And Mikey, did you sign up for the Pigskin Pick'em?
Yes, I did. I didn't make my pick yet, though. So
I sure would hope not, Mike. We like making them live on the show. We're gonna lock it in. We're both gonna lock it in here, and we're recording a little early, so we're at a major disadvantage here, Mike.
I know,
but I wouldn't have it any other way. But that isn't all, baby. We also have the return of the Vice Lounge online. Mike, Tony, Jason, the Vice Lounge, they're back, and they're going to give us some tips this week.
Wow, great. I love those guys.
Oh, yeah. They're actually, I believe Tony, I don't know if Jason's out there. I know Tony's out there in Las Vegas now for Vegas vacation, Mike. They're all meeting out there for Labor Day weekend. We went to that Memorial Day one. What a blast it was.
Yeah, I know. I saw the pics on Facebook as well. It makes me jealous.
A little jealous,
I'd like to be out there with them. So.
Yeah, a little jealous, I have to admit. And then I'm tagged in pictures from the other ones. I'm like, oh, God, I'm shedding a tear over here.
I saw our buddy Chris from Texas out there.
Oh, yeah, they're having a good time, Mike. I'm jealous. But out of jealousy, Mike, you harness it and to accomplish something. And what we're going to do, me and Chris talk about possibly having a little Northeast gambling meetup at Springfield in the early November, Mike.
Wow, I'm excited for that.
So we're going to have more details on that to come. You can hear a little bit more about it, the different amenities we're talking about. That's going to all be in the interview coming up in, momentarily, actually. But Mikey, this beautiful podcast, this wasn't my first choice for today. I actually had another interview lined up for this thing.
Wow. I know you had a couple before that even.
I know, Mike. I've been on like a road to ruin here trying to interview people. Mississippi Rob, if you're out there, everyone knows Mississippi Rob. He follows the Better Life. He was the first Cousin Vito Pigskin Pick'em winner 2 years ago, Mike.
Wow. Yeah, I know Rob. I remember... He wants us to come to Biloxi.
Well, that was the episode, Mike. I had Rob on. We were talking about heading down to Biloxi for Gamapalooza. He gave some great descriptions and all this stuff. It was perfect. And it wasn't even like we got right to the interview. I had a problem. We were trying to interview on the phone. The phone was cutting out. Then he had to download Skype. He got Skype. We finally recorded the thing, Mike. And then sure enough, I go to edit this, and there was some sort of weird audio problem on my end.
Oh, God.
So I have half an interview. It's just Rob with me on the other end clicking. You heard him, Mike. Wait, I'm going to put it on for 1 second here. Just listen to this. What the hell's that all about? What am I? I'm not like tapping the wire here, Mike. I'm recording off the computer. I could hear it in my headset. I was looking at it. I don't know how that clicking got it. You heard the clicking, right?
I know. Well, I think the studio sometimes drives you up the wall, so it's just another issue there.
No, so maybe it's haunted or something. All right, so Mississippi Rob, I'm sorry. So anyway, we're going to definitely have some talk coming up the next couple of weeks because we got to figure out Gamblepalooza. We have a strong push for Biloxi, so Mike, we're going to see if we can make it happen, I think, but I'm open for suggestions. Email me, cousinvito@gmail.com. Tweet me. Do you have a great casino area? I'm at VitosCasino.com. We're looking for places for Gamblepalooza. Biloxi's in the lead, though, Mike. I got to tell you. I mean, we fly down there. We have a nice shrimp po' boy, a little spice on there. Yeah. I think we'd have a great time down on the Gulf Coast.
I know. I love the Gulf.
Love the Gulf. Mike, you used to live in Alabama.
Yeah, I was northern Alabama, though. I was Huntsville. But my cousins live in St. Pete, and that's not near the Gulf, like Clearwater Beach and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's nice.
I like the Gulf.
I did a fishing trip on the Gulf one time.
All right, perfect. Yeah. I like that. All right, Mike, we're going to jump into this interview right here, and after that, we're heading into our Pigskin pick. So it's actually an eliminator challenge, technically, but we'll see. Maybe I'll officially change the name at some point here. But everyone who signed up, you got to sign up by the first game here, I'm pretty sure. So whenever ESPN cuts it off, so if you're getting this and it's before the first game started, email me, cousinvito@gmail.com. I'll send you the sign-up information for this, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, like that.
I'm on.
All right, perfect. So, we're going to head into the interview, come back with a little Vice Lounge online, some Pigskin picks, and hey, talk about the future, Mike. We got Fargo coming up, big meetup, Gamblepalooza, and I got a special release next week for the podcast, Mike. Not a full episode. I have a different, special, interesting, different type of episode next week, and we're going to talk about it after this interview.
Wow, very cool.
All right, so here we go. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Chris from the Art in the Game podcast. All right, I am excited to welcome back Chris from the Art in the Game podcast. Chris, I got to tell you, last time we talked, MGM Springfield, it was in its infancy. It was just being born. It's only a year old, and it's like you raised this wonderful adult here.
Thanks so much, Cousin Vito. Hey, everybody, it's fantastic to be back on Cousin Vito's podcast. Yeah, Springfield, man, I can't believe it's already been a year and all the things that have happened.
And it really has evolved in the year, because when I talked to you last year, it was opening up. They're trying things out, what's happening. And I mean, I got to tell you, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, you're sitting with the CEO, the vice president of casino operations. I'm going to Foxwoods. I could barely get a coffee. You're sitting here with all these bigwigs up here in under a year. It's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, cousin. Thank you so much, Vito. Yeah, luckily we started the closed group out a little bit over a year ago, and a couple of the gang I saw they joined from MGM, and they've been paying attention to what all of the the candid response and comments and posts from gamblers. They want to know what makes us tick. And I think that they recognized, I see, some of the value that we all were bringing to the property. And then I started doing these podcasts, and I had the opportunity to get with a couple of these fellas. And you know what? Lo and behold, they've been listening the whole time, both here in Springfield and over in Nevada. So they're interested in what us locals think of this place. And, I guess they don't mind when I hold their feet to the fire when something isn't going just as I think it should. And, of course, I think they like it, too, when I'm really excited and happy about what they're doing. So, yeah, thank you very much. I had the opportunity. They invited me in for their 1 year. This is the best part for me. I applied for media credentials for their grand opening 1 year ago, and I never even got a response on my email. This year, they called and invited me to come on down, and not only did I get to cover the event with media creds, they actually had me open their brand new stadium gaming facility that they opened up on the 24th. And I didn't realize it when they asked me to do it. I'd be doing it on their anniversary. And guess who opened it was Jim Warren, the chairman of the board and COO of MGM Resorts International. And I was pretty happy to hear that he had even heard the show. So man, yeah, things have really taken off. And you can put pom-poms on me at this point, Vito. I'm like a cheerleader of Springfield.
Well, you made some positive headway, though, because I could have sworn I recently read they've been changing the blackjack over, so there's a lot more 3-2 up there. And I mean, that was something that was a nitpick from the grand opening, was 6-5 blackjacks everywhere. And maybe, correct me if I'm wrong, but they are making a change towards 3-2 for a lot of tables.
They are, yeah. So when they opened up, I believe they have 22 blackjack tables on the floor, and there was literally I think like 16 6-5 tables. As time of our recording, I'm pretty sure there's 4 6-5 tables left at MGM Springfield, and everything else is 3-2. Most of it is at a green chip level at $25, but like in my interview with Robert Westerfield, the vice president of casino operations, they listened, in those surveys, and then they listened really real time on the floor. The take from the 3-2 tables was better from the 6-5, so they got rid of it. They're a business to make money, so they listen to the market.
Very nice. So that's great news to hear. And Chris, it's been a nice long summer. We've been having a good time, and I feel like for me to get a really good litmus test of this MGM Springfield, I kind of want to hear: did you have a trip this summer that maybe stood out to you, or was there a big win you had? Because I've been going to the casino, but just not as regularly because I've been getting beat up by the guys in their spandex lately. But I would love to hear a nice gambling story. That's kind of what I'm fishing for from you. That happened at MGM Springfield.
Okay, so all right. So I will say to give you an idea of my summer, every year my wife, my daughter, and my mom, the whole tribe, we head on down to Atlantic City, and we have a beautiful 5 nights at Caesar's Palace every year. And I've been spoiling my daughter since she was 3 years old with those Emperor suites, and now she doesn't understand what a Centurion Tower room is. She has nothing to do with it. I've got to get the big suite. And when I was down in Atlantic City, I made sure that I really got, I got around. And that's the beautiful thing about Atlantic City is, you got the boardwalk right there. I was able to play a little bit at Bally's and Wild West. I went and did a tier match with my diamond over at Hard Rock, and man, it gave me a boatload of welcome gifts over there. Gave Hard Rock a little bit of action when I was there. So, I had an opportunity to also eat my face off at every major restaurant that I could that's affiliated with Caesars, so I could earn my points and get my nice table with my diamond card on their app. So it really gave me a good measure to measure MGM Springfield's experience by. And, I guess in the beginning stages, I want everything. I'm mad they didn't build a big glass shiny tower. So, I'm very critical. But one of the things that I kind of realize is that there's a lot of things that Springfield's doing right. And, the security on the casino floor is one of them. I've never felt safer at any casino floor than in Springfield. There's some interesting things, and they listened. When they first opened, there was 2,555 slot machines. They removed 450 slot machines from the casino floor.
Oh wow! Because that was a topic, was that it was very hard, especially handicap accessibility with the chairs and people trying to get through. It was a crowded floor at first.
It was, and that's just it. My handy-capable friends were really struggling, and even I, when I was trying to go to the bathroom and walk down the little slot aisle with those nice plush chairs they had, God, I'm like rubbing up against people.
Yeah, you got to do the shuffle down, so you got the butt rubbing against the one side and the groin rubbing against the person's shoulder.
So they definitely made a big change with that. One of the other neat things that they did when they first opened, there was a real dearth of video poker. I mean, literally, there was 2 bar top sections and 2 small banks, and they have added a boatload of VP. And they just opened up a brand new bar with 22 more bar top locations. And actually, I'm going to leak it on your show. I haven't even posted anything about this. Right behind that bar, they're putting in a ton more video poker machines. I just took a photo of it the other night on Saturday night. So, wow. I mean, something that wasn't that popular, it seemed like everybody screamed, we need more video poker. And, now it's kind of like king at MGM.
And so you're on a roll there. And another important amenity for me in Springfield, Chris, we didn't talk about this. I'm kind of putting you on the spot here. What about the food? I go to the casino. I gotta eat. Eat. Well, now, if I were going to come up there, because let's say now, to my listeners, I've kind of talked about this a little bit here, but I got a birthday coming up in November, and on Chris, I'm going to get the date. I'm coming up to the MGM Springfield for Cousin Vito's birthday bash.
Hey, hold on a second here. I wanted to invite you. I wanted to be the first. Wow, you're beating me to it, Vito. I'm okay. I'm a little shaken. I'm doing a little fanboy experience here. I've been listening to your podcast for a long time. I've been just waiting for the opportunity to host you in my city, in a place that I've grew up in. And this place is Cheers to me. Everybody knows our name. Trust me, we're going to have fun. And to think that we're going to get to celebrate my cousin Vito's birthday right here in Western New England at a casino in Massachusetts, that sounds absolutely fantastic to me.
And I'm getting revved up because I've been listening to your show. I've been looking at the MGM Springfield. I've been keeping up with the news a little bit. So I got to say, I'm almost excited that I've abstained from the MGM Springfield, because now it's like I have this excitement built up in me that I'm going to have this new casino I'm going to try. I'm going to be surrounded by all sorts of like-minded friends here. So this might be the perfect. Maybe this is all meant to be, Chris.
Oh, this is meant to be. You know what? This was meant to be, even before it came about. You know what? People have been asking. People have been bothering. They've been saying it on the closed group and on Twitter. When are we having the Northeast Casino meetup at MGM? I think Robin from Anytime Gambling actually brought it up, and Eric Rosenthal was chiming in. And I guess it's time that we do it. And we should call some people out and have some fun. It's your birthday, and it's kind of the holiday time too. So it's the Cousin Vito's birthday. It's Thanks Gambling, the Northeast Casino meetup hosted by Chris from Art in the Game and Cousin Vito at MGM Springfield. We can have a lot of fun. So let's talk about it. You asked about the food. I got to tell you, my wife and I just ate at Chandler's on Saturday. Holy cow. It completely measures up against all of your, you want that top level steakhouse at any nice casino. Chandler's is like that.
I saw some pictures of some of the rolls or something there. They looked like they were glistening with some sort of buttery, oily mixture there. It looked beautiful.
Oh, it was ridiculous. We had, we did the tableside Caesar salad. I had the 8-ounce filet with the truffle Parmesan crust. We've got whipped potatoes that was like a combination between mashed potatoes and I don't even know, like heaven. And then there was this cream spinach bit, and we had, of course, tableside bananas Foster for our dessert. And the whole experience, they're playing like Frank Sinatra and Dean Martin, and they tried to make it like an old time Vegas steakhouse, and they really did a good job. I mean. And of course, they have like 6 private kind of VIP tables, and they were nice enough to give your buddy one of those tables for him and his wife all dressed up. And I got to tell you, it was just, I felt like a movie star that day. And I almost could feel like the Rat Pack would be in the booth next to us partying it up.
Oh, do I know where I'm eating for dinner, Chris? A little truffle Parmesan crust on there. Oh, my God.
You're not going to be upset, trust me. And if we want to do something, so they've got the Tap Sports Bar, and a lot of my followers, they're really funny because I'm on a diet right now. I'm like on this health challenge on myself for the past 10 months, and I'm working out every day. I did legs and abs this morning, and I eat like a bird half the time because I'm trying to lose weight because I got really big, and I eat the Cobb salad at the Tap Sports Bar. And I got to tell you, it's really good. And people laugh. They call it the Chris Cobb or the Chris DeMarlo special because everybody wants to have it now because I keep talking about it. I eat like 2 or 3 a week. And if you don't want to have a Cobb salad, the Tap Burger is one slarthy animal. I'll tell you, it's beautiful. It's one of those, I got to eat this thing on my birthday, but I do a little extra cardio for the next 2 days after it. But if you want a nice burger, they got that too. And there's other place. They got Italian place, Calmar. They've got a beautiful, their food court's a little bit more higher end. It's called the South End Market, and there's a few different nice options out of the South End Market.
So I'm not going to starve to death. We got
no.
That's good. I always worry about that.
We can do your birthday party. We gotta ask the listeners. And we're gonna do the birthday party right there at the slot machines and the craps table. We're gonna bring the cake out there. Does everybody want to take a break and maybe have some lunch and do bowling because they have a cool bowling alley and arcade right there on the other side of Tap. Hey, they even have Top Golf. We could set it. I could get a Top Golf room or 2 reserved, and we could have some food, and they have a nice bar in there. So we could take a little break from the gaming, do a little meet and greet, have some food, break some bread, have some fun, sing some happy birthday, then get back to the action. I guess we got to ask what it's your birthday. What do you want to do?
Well, I love gambling, Chris. So I like this idea of this New England gambling meetup here in November. Now, what type of amenities do you think we could put together for this? Now, I mean, I'm just a little patsy from down in New Haven here or whatever, but you're sitting with the bigwigs. You got pictures with the CEO. What do you think you could slap together for us?
So yeah, I already notified him that I want to do something. And we've been talking about it for a while. So this conversation is like so timely. One of the things anything that I'm going to talk about right now, everybody is not confirmed, but I will be confirming it. Of course, on my show and my podcast page and our closed group, which everyone is welcome to join from Cousin Vito. It's just Art in the Game. We'll let we'll let you know what's going to happen. But I think the first thing we should do is try to get one of these private craps tables you love to play on.
Okay. That's a good start. And that's a draw because then, if you're coming on, it might be a busy time. It might be filling up, everyone, we could all at least play together and stay together.
And I want to play with you because I'm not a seasoned craps player, and I hear a lot of fun stories about you at the table. Robin's told me some really good stories, and not only do I want to play for education, I want to play for entertainment too. I want to just be a part of
well,
this.
You'll be entertained. Whether you'll be satisfied, I don't know, but you'll definitely be entertained.
Yeah, so I think private craps table is a really good start. I think we also could maybe, see how many people we get. I mean, I'd love to have, 40, 50 people. We all put $100 in and we get a high limit slot pull inside of the Knox high limit room. Maybe go hit that top dollar
I like
machine.
That's a good event too. A high limit slot. It brings us all together. Everyone gets to root with each other. It's like a team building experience. If it was like a corporate setting, that's some people do the murder mystery parties to do a team building experience. Escape rooms where we do the slot pull for the team building experience.
Let's all put it $100 in. Well, I would be lying if I said I wasn't a fan of watching it on the Atlantic City group, seeing everybody doing all that stuff. And, Eric and the guys down there do a great job. And it's something I've always wanted to do. And now we're here in Springfield. Hey, I got to think about it. Now that I think about it, Vito, we might actually set a record here. Because this is the first year of casino gambling, or now the second year of casino gambling here in the Bay State. This is going to be the very first casino meetup ever in the history, in the very first high limit group slot pull in MGM's history, in Massachusetts history. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting.
Wow,
I didn't even think of that.
We're setting records. We will have the record for the largest group slot pull in Massachusetts history.
And since we're going to do history, and I'm all crazy for video poker. And one of the things that I do, so look, I've been a low roller, you guys, right? I just haven't had the bankroll that I used to have, but I'm working on it. I'm still a loyal player. And one of the things I learned actually a lot from Robin over at Anytime Gambling was video poker is a low roller's best friend at the casino. You can really extend your play. You can have some free jinks and you can have a lot of fun for even, 20, 40, 60 bucks. So I've been playing a lot of video poker, and I've been playing it on videopoker.com. I actually have a little active link that any of your listeners are welcome to jump on. It's just videopoker.com/art in the game. And they can find it right on my website at artinthegame.net. It says play video poker. And when you sign up with only your email, no credit card info or anything, they make you a gold member for 14 days. When you're a gold yeah, and it's cool because as a gold member, you play with correction, or you play with the little learning tool. It's like a traffic light. And it tells you from every single game what cards you should be holding and what you should be dumping. And it tells you, like red light, yellow light, green light. And it tracks your percentage of correctly played hands. So over the course of time, you can see your percentage getting better and better. And I can honestly say that it's affected my play to where, I finally hit my first quads the other day, and things are working a little bit better for video poker. So if anybody does like to play in video poker so much and they like this, gold membership, it's like $8 a month after that. But if you don't want to pay, it's not a problem because you still get to be a member and you play in all the contests and you get to play all the games. You just don't get that correction little thing anymore. But the reason I bring this up is that people can start playing because I want to host at your birthday bash, at the Thanksgiving gambling, whatever we're calling it. Let's have the very first Massachusetts video poker tournament. I can talk to the guys at MGM. I know that these machines from IGT have the ability to be switched over to tournament mode. So it's just like, you're just playing for points. And what we could do is we could actually have heats and crown the first, second, and third place video poker champions of MGM.
Wow.
And this could, we could, and we got Connecticut players coming up. We could have Mass against Connecticut. Cousin Vito's against the Art in the Game gang. I mean, this sounds pretty exciting. And I think what I'll do is I'll reach out to my friends at videopoker.com and I'll see if I can, maybe get some kind of sponsorship, some kind of prizes or something for some of the gang. But I mean, that sounds like maybe those three things: a high limit slot pull, a private craps table, and maybe we can do some type of video poker competition. What do you think, Vito? Would that be good enough to get you up to Springfield?
I think I'm actually on the website right now trying to book the room. Because I love it because not only could you say we were all a part of the biggest slot pull in Massachusetts history for the time being, you could also play in this video poker tournament. And hey, maybe you'll luck out and I'll be the first, or hopefully it's me, but it could be anybody. You're going to be crowned the first ever MGM Springfield video poker champion.
Yes.
I mean, you can't beat that. Maybe we'll get a plaque on the wall over there.
Yeah, well, I can't guarantee you that, buddy. I guarantee you. I guarantee
I'll
you.
buy you. I got to
drink.
push a little bit. As long as I get the truffle crusted steak, I think we're fair.
No, I think it's good. I really do. I'm excited, Vito, and thanks so much for agreeing to come and visit us up in Springfield and to bring all your followers and listeners up to MGM Springfield. I try hard, and those of your listeners who do tune into my show once in a while, that I really want to make this a fun experience. I want to make sure that everybody gets the absolute most out of their visit to MGM and to Springfield as a whole. We want to make sure they do well with their tier, and anybody who's coming up, we'll take care of your tier match. You don't have to worry about that. We'll talk to the host. We'll make sure we have some people there at the beginning of the party. So if you're an elevated player somewhere else, you're not going to have to earn that when you come to, Cousin Vito's birthday party. You're just going to be elevated right away. And stay tuned for some of the other. We're going to make sure, Vito, this is the thing. If we're going to do this, we got to go all the way. I want to go all in for our members, friends, players, and listeners. And I want to make this, an inclusive but an exclusive experience. And stay tuned because we're going to work on some sponsors and we're going to work on, MGM maybe greasing it up a little bit for us, and we're going to really see what we can get to make this be a fun, fantastic day that you're going to remember for a long time.
No, I'm actually loving this here because you got the Fargo Poker in October at Mohegan. Then we got this great meetup at Springfield in November. This is what I need in my life, Chris. This is what I'm getting the blood flowing through my veins again here. I've been missing these gambling meetups here, and now I got two great ones that are coming down the pike, and I'm going to get back to you. I got your phone number. I got your email. I got your website. I'm going to get back to you. I just got to get my my wrestling dates for November. Hopefully I don't have any big title matches or anything, and we're going to set a date in stone hopefully within the next couple weeks here.
Hey, that sounds great, Vito. I really want to do that. You know what? That Fargo Poker sounds pretty good too. And I think you convinced me on that too. I want to come down and try that maybe on Saturday the 19th, and I'll bring some of the Art in the Game gang down there too. See if we can't get in on that $100 buy-in.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, stay tuned. I'm going to have Tracy, who runs Fargo, on the show, and I'm going to have a promo code for when you sign up. There's a club fee that covers your bounty for the $100 Hold'em tournament on Saturday, but it gets you access to the private craps table. It gets us access to the hospitality suite, have a cocktail, maybe some mixed nuts up there. And last year, you know what I did, Chris? I did my own tag team slot play after I got eliminated from the tournament unceremoniously. I met up with some people I met at the tournament, and we went and played slots together. It was like unbelievable. We went up and then we went down, but we had some fun.
No, that's the thing about you, Vito, and I think your listeners, if they don't tell you all the time, let me tell you, you do a great job at creating community here, both here on the podcast waves and really physically in the casinos of the East Coast and the Northeast. And we really appreciate it. You're someone that I've always enjoyed listening to. I always considered a little me time. And, thanks for not only, trying to make luck happen for yourself and everybody else, but, making an open space for community to happen. Because that's kind of that's what it's all about, right? Everybody wants to have a good time. Like you said, we're like-minded folks, and it's really fun to share that space physically, not just online.
I love it, Chris, and thank you again for coming on the show. Remember, Chris, what's your Your Twitter handle is so they can get a hold of you out there in the Twitter world.
Yeah, absolutely. You can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram, the same handle. It's just Art in the G, capital G. Facebook is Art in the Game. We have a closed group and a podcast page. So go ahead. You have to request to join the closed group. I vet everybody for security reasons, and then boom, we add you to it. We just hit over 500 members this week, so the group is just growing rapidly. And of course, you can find my podcast on every single listening platform, from Twitter to Stitcher to everything else. I don't even know. So I appreciate you having me on the show as always, Vito. And you've always been a great supporter of me and the show and all of us up here in Springfield. Us New England guys got to stick together. And Vito, I really appreciate it. Thanks for all you do, and thanks for having me on the show. And thanks for listening.
No problem at all. Honestly, creative people who love gambling, that's kind of like my wheelhouse here. So right when I saw your podcast and talked to you, I was like, you know what? I like this guy. I like this whole situation here. Because I love gambling. I used to go to Atlantic City, so it's like I don't have a home casino where I'm like, this is my whole place. I'm like promiscuous when it comes to the casinos. I'll go play here. I'll go with you. And I'm very excited for this November up in MGM Springfield. I got to tell you that much.
Cousin Vito, casino nomad.
And Chris, thank you very much. I'm gonna be on the horn with you, so you're gonna regret giving me your phone number. We're gonna make this thing work.
Hey, that sounds terrific, Cousin Vito. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in, and I can't wait to see everybody up at MGM Springfield November, whenever the heck this thing takes off.
Oh, yeah, and you know what else, Chris? Before you go, one more thing. Would you ever consider coming back on the show? I'd love to pick your brain about some of the MGM rewards, because I've been holding off for signing up because I've always wanted to do the tier match for it and put in my big play up front, do it smart, but I would love to learn a little about the MGM rewards program from you.
Yeah, absolutely, and we'll do that before the meetup, so everybody comes up educated. You can make MGM's head turn with a lot less play than a lot of other houses, and I'll teach you guys a little bit about that. So that sounds terrific, and we'll make sure that everybody is fully educated on tier matching and really getting the most amount of benefits back in tier and as a way of comps and everything for their action up here.
Ooh, I love it. My mouth is watering. So thank you again, Chris. Everyone, check out the Art in the Game podcast. It's really unbelievable. What the hell? You got the CEO of the MGM Springfield up there, so you can't beat that. And Chris, I'm going to talk to you soon, baby. All right, Mikey, that was Chris from the Art in the Game podcast, and listen to that. That got you a little juiced up, a little revved up to go to MGM Springfield. A little some craps action, maybe a video poker tournament, a high limit slot pull. I mean, and the steakhouse.
Yeah, I know. It sounded really exciting. I actually had good luck up there after I thought about MGM for a minute. I was playing $15 tables, but I ended up winning a few hundred and got out of there. So I did have a good experience up there.
All right, not too bad. And they're going to be opening a high limit lounge up there. Hopefully, the pie guy is only 25 in the high limit, because that's my deal. I love that.
Yeah,
see if we luck out. All right, Mike. We got a couple more things to go here. We got our Vice Lounge Online coming up, but before that, we're going to jump into our Pigskin Pick'em. It's an eliminator challenge, but you know the drill. You ready to go?
Ready? Let's do it.
Hot hike.
Cousin Vito's Pigskin Picks.
All right, Mikey. Football season is upon us, and I love all different times of year, but maybe it's because of the holidays. It's my birthday, New Year's. This football season, it's my favorite time of year by far.
Yeah, it is. It's exciting. And
nothing says football season like, a little hapless gambling. So we have the Cousin Vito's Pigskin Pick'em, which is, we're just going to call it the Cousin Vito's Eliminator Challenge here. And Mike, I don't know how many people are going to be in it by the time this unleashes, but hopefully we can beat last year's record and have over 100 people here.
Yeah, there's a lot on there. I didn't count them, but nice turnout.
And remember, for the prize, I'm doing $1 a head for everybody that's in the pool. So 100 people, $100 goes to the winner.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm biting my nails here. And if you're a Patreon subscriber, if you're a $1 subscriber, I will double it. And if you're a $3 subscriber, I will triple it. Wow. So I really want to get burned here this holiday season and owe a lot of money to somebody for no stupid reason. That's right, Mikey. Feel that cool autumn wind and ESPN's Eliminator Challenge. I got the page up here, Mike. I don't know if you got it on your phone over there. I can't see over this giant monitor I have.
Yeah, I do.
I can see your eyebrows.
The double screen you got going on?
Yeah, I got 2 giant screens now. Mikey is totally shut out. I hear him through my headset. So we already have a favorite, Mike, and it's the Seattle Seahawks at home taking on the Cincinnati Bengals. And for me, I'm liking that already. I do like that. I like the Seahawks at home. They're a good home team. The Bengals, no A.J. Green week 1. I might go with the consensus pick. But what do you think?
I mean, I'm a little nervous about the Seahawks a little bit this season. Maybe,
You're torn.
Maybe it's a good pick to get over with right now since they're playing the crummy Bengals.
It could be. The number 2 most popular pick is the Philadelphia Eagles at home taking on the Washington Redskins.
And that's the one I was thinking of, actually.
And you're an NFC East guy. You're a Giants guy, so you follow the NFC East a little more than the average guy.
All likelihood, the Redskins are going to have a really bad season this year. So,
Mike, what is your pick going to be, though? With what you do know about the NFL, you got to make a pick.
So, I'm going with my heart here, Vito, again.
The heart? Oh, my God. What could this be?
I want the Giants to start off on the right foot. They're playing Dallas. I know it's a big rivalry.
They're going into Dallas, though, aren't they? Aren't they on the road going into Dallas? What are you, a maniac? They're in Dallas. So you're taking
I'm going New York Giants.
Oh my God. What are you doing this for? You're sure?
Well, I don't know.
I mean, I guess you got, I'm going to talk you out of it. Well, seems like a maniac move. Well, I'll let you sit on that, Mike, for one more second. I'm clicking the Seahawks at home. I don't know how great the Seahawks are going to be this year, but Russell Wilson, he's a competent quarterback. Chris Carson, he's not a bad running back when he's not hurt. And you know what? The Seahawks have a great home field advantage, and the Bengals, they're always in a constant state of upheaval, but especially now. So we're going to go with the Seahawks at home. Please, God, it's a 4 o'clock game, so that's always important, too. I get to see what else happened with everyone else. And I'm going with the crowd here, Mike. I'm taking it easy. And finally, before we get out, Mike, what's it going to be?
Now you're making me think twice.
Oh, God. All right, well, we'll come back to that, Mike. We'll head out of the pigskin picks here. We'll get you before the end of the show. We'll let you think about it. All right. And now we're going to jump into a little Vice Lounge Online, Mike. And I love gambling podcasts, but I love having a cocktail too, Mike. And I occasionally like having a cigar. So we have Jason and Tony from the Vice Lounge Online. They're going to be here every episode this season, Mike.
Wow, again, huh?
Oh, yeah, they are back. And we're opening up with an easy one. They're going to stop by and they're going to give us some tips on how to become smarter gamblers. So a lot of people that have listened to this show from day one, they're going to know a lot of these tips already. But people who may have just be starting to listen to us again or just found the show or maybe they're getting back into gambling, here's some tips from people that I trust, Jason and Tony from the Vice Lounge Online.
I'm Jason Gillikin.
And I'm Tony Snyder.
And from the Vice Lounge Online, this week we're going to ask, where do you get better gambling information? Well, people want to be smart gamblers. It's one thing to know that you're going to experience a negative expected value when you gamble anywhere in a casino, but where do you get information to make your money last just a little bit longer?
First up, how about a podcast just like Cousin Vito's Casino? This may seem obvious because you're listening to one right now, but do you have friends who might benefit from listening to Vito's podcast? Show them how to pull up podcasts on their iPhone in the iTunes app, or download Stitcher and program Cousin Vito's podcast to automatically download each week.
Or magazines. There are a ton of magazines out there that explicitly address gambling. Some are a little generic like Casino Player and Strictly Slots magazine, but there are some very specific magazines that are directed at a very specific area of the country. For example, Tony and I live in Michigan. We're big fans of the Midwest Gaming magazine, but there's also Southern Gaming and Destinations magazine.
Next up, websites. If you play video poker and aren't aware of VP Free 2, you must be new. This website allows you to search what sort of video poker games and pay tables are associated with those games based upon your selection of casinos in each state. This is just an example of how the internet has changed sources of knowledge for us gamblers.
Or books. It seems like gambling books are coming out a mile a minute these days, but there are books like Comp City by Max Rubin on how to best maximize your comps from a casino if you're a table player. Likewise, any of the Frugal Gambler books by Gene Scott are more than just a primer for learning how to gamble smarter. There are also sets of books we read every few years as a way to proverbially sharpen the saw before we go back into the casino.
And finally, software. Whether it's an app on your phone or a software program you set up on your desktop, the ability to learn perfect video poker strategy, blackjack strategy, card counting, look, you get the drill. There's no reason to walk into a casino these days without knowing basic strategy on certain games like Pai Gow, Baccarat, or carnival games like Let It Ride and 3-card poker.
For more information about our particular take on being a better gambler, head on over to theviceloungeonline.com.
All right, Mikey. How about that for a rundown? Now, I got to say, that was a great plug there for the podcast, though, huh?
Yeah, that was very nice to do that.
But we're not the only podcast out there. Honestly, one of the best ones. You can bet on that. Check that out. Type that into your search engine. Also, Gambling with an Eng, Richard Munchkin and Bob Dancer. They're great, too. There's a lot of them out there. Search Vegas, search gambling, search casinos, search all that. Also, The Better Life with Eric Rosenthal and Tim Lawson. That's another really good one, Mike. The community is growing and growing. It's like, you almost got to put a blindfold and earmuffs on to not know how to make your casino time a little better.
Yeah. Also, our buddy Jay, Vegas Confessions as well.
Good call there, Mikey. And Vinny Chen's from 7 Out Podcast too. Vinny, that's a good, another good. Mike, there's so many. I don't even have enough time anymore. I got to quit my job to listen to all these podcasts. On top of the podcast, Mikey, I got to say that Gene Scott. I met her out at the Zorkfest. With TravelZork.com, they threw the Zorkfest in Vegas, Mike.
The Frugal Gambler and author?
Yeah, I met her out in Vegas. I got a picture with her.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
I got an autographed copy of Frugal Gambler's guidebook by Gene Scott, Mike. That's how much of a nerd I am.
Yeah, no, I remember seeing the copy of the book on your bed.
Yeah, I got her to sign it.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's like I haven't talked to you in 2 years. But Mike, we got a little bit more to go on the show. We had our Vice Lounge clips, but I wanted to talk to you. Have you been on any casino trips? I actually met our one of our listeners, Rick, up at Foxwoods, Mike, from Gamblepalooza. I think he was at both Gamblepaloozas.
No, Rick. I haven't been, so I'm excited to hear about your trip.
So we went up, Mike, and there's those fun, spontaneous gambling trips. Yeah. This was like a Tuesday night. Rick was like, hey, I'm heading up to Foxwoods. So just so happens, I can get a room up there. So I say, okay, let's go. I got to leave right after work, and I got to go to work in the morning, so I really got to squeeze it in,
Yeah, those are fun, though.
So, we head up there. You get the room during the week. It's free. So you're going up doing great.
Yeah.
We went to play some craps, Mike. It was one of the funnest crap sessions I've had in a long time.
Wow.
Not only did we have like a real hot shooter, Mike, the shooter, he didn't seem like he really played craps a lot. He seemed like, he maybe he had like $50 in his rack,
Yeah.
So he wasn't, not that I have that much in there. We only have 50. But you know what I mean? He was playing very light, doing a pass line, maybe placing a 6 at a $5 table.
Yeah.
So he's doing great. Me and Rick, we're slapping 5s. We're talking to the cocktail waitresses. There's all sorts of buzz around the table, and we're making all sorts of money. But this poor guy, he's making a little bit. He's hitting the pass line, makes a couple 6s. But me and Rick are like, oh, dinner's on the house tonight.
Yeah.
So eventually the point's at 10. So this guy hits a couple points, 2, 3, 4, maybe. To not exaggerate, I'm going to say 2, 3, 4. It could have even been more, but it felt like at least 2, 3, 4. So. He points at 10, Mike. So I'm like, all right, Rick, let's, we're hard 8. I'm doing the hard 10, obviously. Rick's on the hard ways. And then, so, hey, put the dealer on a hard 10.
Yeah.
Now, and obviously this is recollection from months ago. So hopefully this is how it went down. Dealer on, put the shooter on the hard 10. So, this guy is doing great, Mike. And wouldn't you know it? 10 hard way right off the rip,
wow.
And it was like it built up for me to put him on the 10 because I had like some sort of I was doing the Molly 3-point Molly, so I had come bets coming back. Then I'm placing the 6, placing the 8. It was like one of those where everything you're doing's working, so you just keep doing all sorts of other stuff.
I love those times.
So he hits the 10, and then whatever, his next point, another 10. So I'm like, okay. So we're me and Rick are already high on the hog over here. I got chips. I'm pocketing $25 chips, trying to clear my rack up a little bit,
That's
so
fun.
that's always a good feeling when you got some quarters in the pocket there.
Yeah.
So the 10 comes out, and once again the shooter, the guy, he doesn't put any odds on his bet, Yeah. And it's like, I was maxing my odds out. Foxwoods is 5 times now, so I had, it's only 25, but. I was maxing my 5 times odds out on a $5 pass line, and if I did a $10, it'd be 50,
Yeah, yep.
So he's got his $5. So I say, all right. I talk to my dealer next to me, and I say, hey, can you put this? Can I tip this to the shooter? But I want you to make it as odds,
Yeah.
So they fling it over there. They put it in the odds place. So the guy picks it up, not even knowing what the hell the odds are,
Yeah.
And they're like, no. So they got to stop the game for a second, and they're like, look, that's those are odds. He's betting for you. He's putting odds on, well, the odds. And it's like, you'll win $20 if you hit a 10 now with the $10, right?
Yeah.
Mike, he hits the 10.
Oh, wow.
It was like bang, boom, bada bing, bada boom, 10. Real quick, Mike. And we all celebrated. And it was a feel-good moment, because we were all at the table, a hot table. Everyone's having some camaraderie. The dealers were winning on the hard 10s, where you're putting, and even if you throw the dealer on the pass lines were winning,
Yeah.
So we had a great pre-dinner. I forgot what happened after that, but that was one of the highlights. That guy that was the shooter who won us all so much money, and it was like the guy might have made like $20 before, you know what I mean? It was like this poor guy. He's having fun. Don't get me wrong, but I was like, man, he doesn't know how much fun I'm having over here. So we went out to a nice steak dinner at Dave Burke, and then we did tag team slot play, Mike.
Oh wow!
We all left up individually up hundreds of dollars on tag team slot play.
Wow.
Unbelievable. It was like one of those nights out of nowhere. Weren't planning on going up there, Mike. We put in like 20 or 40 bucks a piece. We're taking out 100 apiece. We were hitting bonus rounds. We're in the high limit room hitting bonuses.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
That's really cool.
And Amanda took some notes on it, but I was bacala by that. We got that time pretty much, I think. You have a cocktail, sex on the beach, a vodka and cran, whatever else is on there. It was
You must have not minded going to work the next day after coming home and winter.
No, well, in the summer it's light out earlier too over here in Connecticut. So I was able to. I drove with the sun coming up. Had a coffee. I felt great, and you left up too. If I left down, I'd be like, oh god. Time to go to work, but I left. I was whistling, going into work. Everyone wanted to know what I did. What'd you do last night? Oh yeah, I didn't sleep at all. Barely. I just had a great. I ended up. I was in sleeping by like midnight. I got like 7 hours of sleep. It's nothing ridiculous, but it was just cool to like wake up and go drive to work, get some breakfast.
That is cool. I did that. Remember the time you got me the room at the Cedar and you were staying at another hotel? You booked 2 rooms.
Oh, yeah. What was that? That was, we met King Brian Anthony up there. He had that, the grocery meetup.
Yeah.
Doing like some grocery trade show.
So I did that. I came up after work and left to go to work.
We had like a cocktail, played a little bit, and you're like, well, I'm going to go turn in.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right.
I won a couple hundred. So I remember that. That was a great feeling.
Like, and the Cedar, it is a nice little cozy hotel, isn't it?
It is. I like the Cedar.
Like a few floors, nice and cozy there. We got to do a Foxwood trip, Mike.
Yeah.
We could do a double date trip. We could each get a room trip. We got to do some sort of trip.
Yeah, definitely.
And speaking of trips, Mike, I know you heard in that interview. Hopefully, I can reserve a date. I would love you to come up to the Cousin Vito birthday bash at MGM Springfield. So stay tuned every week, Mike. We're going to get a little bit more into that in the coming weeks.
Definitely. And I'll definitely be at Fargo as well. So.
Oh, there you go. Nice segue. Yeah, Fargo Poker, Mike. We're going to have Tracy on the show probably not next week, but the week after. Tracy's going to be on the show, and we're going to have a promo code to sign up for Fargo Poker. Mohegan Sun has great room rates for that Saturday, Mike. So I know you were talking. I heard you got a couple extra guys that might be coming up with you.
Yeah, I got a guy who actually lives in Agawam, so it's nice little. Well, I'm thinking of the Springfield trip. Mohegan, he doesn't mind driving down for poker.
He wants to play a little poker.
He's a poker addict. Well, not an addict, but
you're down on a roll here, Mike.
He loves it. He
loves the poker. He's a poker recreational poker lover.
He loves it. Yeah,
he loves it the healthy way.
Very healthy.
So yeah, Fargo Poker, Mike. Check out those room rates. They were under $200 for a Saturday night. I'm going to be there definitely for Saturday. I have a wedding Friday, and then I'm driving in with Uncle Ron, Mike.
Oh boy,
from the wedding, and we're swooping into Fargo Poker.
We had a hell of a Fargo Poker, me, you, and Ron last time.
Oh my God, that $5 craps table. So once again, Mike, we have an 8 p.m. and an 11 p.m. $5 craps table at Mohegan Sun. So honestly, if you don't go to Mohegan Sun, here's the deal: there's no $5 craps table on a Saturday night. And to join us for Fargo Poker, we're all on the table. Yeah. We filled the whole table we went there at 8 and kept it open all the way till 1 a.m. Actually, Midnight Madness. There's another. So head to FargoPoker.com. We're going to get into it with Tracy, but there's a bunch of different poker games. I'm going to be there definitely for the No Limit Hold'em Bounty Tournament, and I'm definitely going to be playing some $5 craps. And again, in between, we go to the hospitality suite, have a couple nuts, have a cocktail, do some slot play. We did some nice tag team slot play there too.
Yeah.
So
last time we went, or last year, was the greatest craps run I ever went on in my life. I turned $75 into $1,000 that day.
Yeah, and I missed the first part of it.
Yeah,
that was a very sad day for me. Actually,
that was over the course of 4 or 5 crap sessions, but it was incredible.
It was unbelievable. So that's coming up, Mike. So between Fargo Poker in October, my birthday bash that's forming, this MGM New England meetup for early November, possible Gamblepalooza in April, Mike. That's not all, though. We got something happening next Thursday. You excited?
What's going on next Thursday?
It's a big announcement, Mike. So next Thursday, so we've been talking about going to every other week here. And another thing I wanted to do was I have a little tiny bit of... practice editing wrestling stuff together. So I figured I'm going to try my hand some YouTube videos, Mike.
Okay.
So next Thursday, we're going to have a little tiny podcast out, and we're going to do a little Pigskin Pick'em, and I'm going to release my my special YouTube video. It's a gambling on television, Mike.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So I take a deep look at, you remember the show Perfect Strangers?
Yes.
Yeah, with Balky and Cousin Larry.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
I always pictured myself as Balky and you as Cousin Larry when we were kids for some reason.
I remember that.
Yeah. So yeah, so anyway, the Cousins, Mike, they win a trip to Las Vegas, and they win over $1.5 billion.
Wow!
But the problem is, Mike, the writers in Hollywood, they don't understand how the roulette table works. So while we're the smart people, we do the math, we know how much money they won. The way the show goes, they would have been billionaires if they just quit while they were the head.
Wow.
So that I put a lot of time and effort into this. I showed it to a bunch of people. Thank God. I want to thank Mark from You Can Bet on That, Mike. I sent him a little preview, and he was able. I had a little math hiccup on there too.
Oh, okay.
So I'll talk about that in the future. We don't want to dwell on that one. But I didn't take one thing into consideration, which thankfully, I learned a little bit. That's what it's all about. You learn from your mistakes here.
Yeah. Mark was the one that picked up on it?
Yeah, he picked up on it, Mike. He nailed it.
Yeah, he's good.
Who would you think? It's like I got a professor. My Professor Craps over there. It's a roulette game, but he nailed it for me. And Mike, that's not all. I want to remind everyone, if you didn't sign up for the Pigskin Pick'em, head over there quick. If it's before the football season started, you could. I'm gonna have in the show notes. I'll put a link in the show notes to the Pigskin Pick'em, Mike. Okay. Head over to the Cousin Vito or CousinVitosCasino.com for a lot of information and all other stuff. And if you want to support the show, Mike, like you go to the casino, you say, "Oh, give me a scotch on the rocks," and you get like a Dewar's and some ice.
Yeah.
What do you tip that lady? $1?
Yeah, sure.
$2 maybe.
Yeah.
For $1 a month, you can support me on Patreon. As much as you tip your cocktail waitress for one measly drink while you're at the casino, you can help to keep the show going. Because, hey, Mike, if I could make this thing break even, my wife really can't get too much against it. You know what I mean? Between that and the different perks we get from meeting all these people and being able to learn about travel, bonuses, and all that, we really had a great time doing this podcast.
It really has been a good time. And before we wrap it up, I got to give my pigskin pick.
Oh my
God! Come back. So I've heeded. I understand your worry about the Giants. So I am going to switch, but just to make things interesting for the podcast, I'm going to go Eagles.
You're going Eagles.
Gonna go Eagles.
You're going Eagles, but if you feel the need to switch back to the Giants, you're allowed to. I want to know that. I feel bad that I said anything because now if the Eagles lose and the Giants win, I ruined your pigskin pick'em. I shouldn't even have been involved,
No, it's okay. It's all right.
I wish I said nothing.
I understand you're just concerned.
It was a horrifying prospect. I mean, Zeke, it doesn't seem like Zeke's going to play, but I mean, come on. Eli hasn't really looked that great, Mike.
We'll see. I'm going to root my heart out. So.
Well, I'm not saying you're not going to root for him, but I'm saying pigskin pick'em's on the line here, Mike.
Yeah, I know.
Well, it's up to you. Now I'm going to talk you back into the Giants. All right, so Mikey's going with the Eagles. It's sticking, I guess, and if he changes it, he'll let us know.
Yes.
Oh, gee whiz, Mike. Take a look at the time. This actually ended up being kind of a quick episode after all, Mike.
Yeah.
We got through our Pigskin Pick'em. We got through our Vice Lounge Online. We talked to Chris from the Art in the Game podcast. We're ready to go to Springfield. We're ready to play some poker at FargoPoker.com. And hey, I feel like a smarter gambler today. I'm getting the rust off. I played a little bit over this summer. Went to Niagara. Went to Meadows in Pennsylvania. Did a couple of little Foxwoods trips. Did a Mohegan stop. But I'm kind of rusty, and I feel better today. How about you? How about you, Mike? How you feeling?
I feel wonderful.
He's feeling freaking wonderful. Oh man, I don't know what it is, Mike. I don't know if it's my birthday coming up. It's football season coming in. I don't know if it's Atlantic City, Foxwoods, MGM Springfield, all our pals that are in Las Vegas. But I got a funny feeling that together we're gonna make luck happen.